Well, good morning, my friends. It's Rhonda. It is a chilly morning this morning, but here we go. Another practice growth strategy for you. This time, I'm going to give you a heads up, a sneak peek about what's going to be happening next week for you. And for those of you that have been waiting and asking for the last 6 or 7 months about Clinical Academy, woo woo, you don't have to wait anymore. It is actually opening up next week, but I wanted to give you a little heads up this week to watch your emails and be sure you mark your calendar, because for those of you that are on the wait list for Clinical Academy, you'll have the opportunity to get in a little early. So I will put that link on this page. You can see it there, but you can join us inside Clinical Academy starting next week. So not sure what it is, I'm going to tell you. So Clinical Academy is actually where I started downloading and putting all of my years of clinical experience in one location. And so for those of you that don't know this about me, I love using MediHerb and Standard Process. I do have some other things that I use, but those are my absolute favorites. And so I recommend those products, at least that's because that's my clinical experience. I'm not going to tell you about something that I've never done. So I wanted to make sure that there was a place where all of that clinical information lived, because when I quit teaching several years ago, going around doing continuing education seminars, I had so much information. I thought, what am I going to do with all this? I need to be able to get it out there. And so that's what I did. So every month we do a new topic inside Clinical Academy. And when you're in Clinical Academy, when you are a member, you have access to not only every single topic of the month, but you have access to the library of content that has been deposited in there over the last 2 years. And there are some seriously awesome topics in there. There's some on sleep and mood and male hormones and female hormones and dangers of bioidenticals and you name it, and I've probably done it. So there's lots of great information in there. It's all completely searchable. It's really a game changer if you want to increase your clinical acumen and your clinical sharpness. So here's how this works. This is what I see often. And I, in fact, often will refer back to my own notes about a topic to remember something that I wrote or thought about or put in there. So I use it too. So this is how it works. If you have a patient that comes in with a certain type of something going on, maybe there's, moderate depression, you can literally log into your Clinical Academy portal, type in moderate depression, and it will come up every time I mention those words in all of the lessons. So you don't have to search through a bunch of stuff. You can go get the resources, download the notes, and watch the videos, the lessons at the exact place that I spoke about it. They're all transcribed. They're all in there. The transcriptions are available. You can read them. It's just a wealth of information. So if you're serious about sharpening your clinical education, then Clinical Academy is where you want to be. So it opens up next week. So on that note, I want to ask you, what kind of support system do you have when you do have clinical questions? Because we all have this. We all have this need, right? We all need a little bit of an answer once in a while. And you can always call your rep, your product rep, for whatever supplement company you use. But you can call your rep and you can ask them questions. Sometimes they can tell you, sometimes they can't. If they're not clinicians, they may not know, but they've had lots of experience working with lots of practitioners. And so they could probably give you some good guidance. But sometimes you have to wait a day or two, et cetera, to hear back from them. And, your patient may come in and you don't have the answer. The other thing, you can reach out to me and I'm happy to help you, but you may not be able to get in with me for a consult on a tough patient case right away. So I could be part of your clinical community repertoire. In other words, the people that you're going to lean on when you need answers. But it's very important to have that. And I think Clinical Academy can just be one of the things, one of the tools in your toolbox that allows you to be able to get information quick and right when you need it. So when you think about who your clinical support network person is, whether it's another clinician that's a friend that you went to school with and they share the same values as you, awesome. If it's me, if it's consulting with me about a patient, or if it's your, partner or spouse that is also a practitioner, you may have that as well. But it's very important for us to have clinical accountability, I guess, just that support network. And I'm going to be talking more about that in the coming weeks because it is so, so important. I'm going to share my own story coming up next week, but I'm going to share my own story about how I learned about MediHerb and standard process. And I really kind of had to do it alone, and it wasn't very fun. So this way I want you to think about what your resources currently are, and you may want to think about adding Clinical Academy to your library to be able to provide you that kind of support, because it really is a game changer when you can get answers on the fly and you've got people or resources that you can go to that can help. So that's it. I just wanted to give you a heads up. You guys are doing an awesome job. Can't wait to see you inside. If you're not in the Mighty Networks group, by the way, I was going to say the Facebook group, that's on the business side. But if you want clinical support, there is no better place for you to be than off Facebook, because we don't get in trouble. We can talk about the vax. We can talk about all the things that we would get shut down hard for on Facebook. But you go to Mighty Networks. I'll make sure the link is here, and you can join that group. That also is a great clinical support for those of you that just need a little quick answer once in a while about a case. All right, that's it. I just wanted to pop in and say that. So next week, watch. Clinical Academy is going to open. And if you want to get on the wait list, you'll be able to get in a little earlier than everybody else. All right, guys, take care. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.